massive asteroid from outer space heads straight for Earth. This computer simulation has been made with the scientific advice of geophysical experts to show the effects if the impact were to happen today. The asteroid's diameter is larger than the main island of Japan. Even though it is moving at over 720,000 kilometers an hour, that's almost 450,000 miles an hour, the asteroid appears eerily slow because of its size. The actual impact happens in the Pacific Ocean, just under 1,000 miles south of Japan. The crust of the Earth is peeled away like an orange skin by what is called the crest tsunami. Even the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean looks like a thin film. Huge chunks of debris the size of city blocks are hurled into the air. The entire Japanese archipelago is disintegrated, as is some of the Asian continent. The shattered remains are hurled out into space way beyond the atmosphere to bombard the Earth with deadly intent when they re-enter. At 7,000 meters, 23,000 feet, the rim of the crater is higher than many mountains on Earth today. The size of the crater would be a distance of 2,500 miles or 4,000 kilometers. And this is just the start.
When an impact hits, it's not just the crater that forms, it's not just the area where the impact occurred. It's all the heating that's created in the atmosphere and around it. So heat really is the killer.
Moments after the impact, rock vapor, the temperature of the sun, begins to engulf the world. Could any life at all survive this impact? Immediately after the impact, the rock vapor rises up from the crater in a dome, then spreads out in all directions across the globe. 3 hours after the impact south of Japan, the expanding wall of vaporized rock reaches the mountains of the Himalayas. The perpetual snows are instantly evaporated. Soon the wall of fire reaches the Amazon, the furthest distance from the point of impact. The forest spontaneously combusts even before the rock vapor arrives. Just 1 day after the impact, the entire planet is covered. Every living plant or creature is vaporized. It's been estimated that this vapor would cover the entire globe for almost a year. It would be as if the sun had come to Earth. the ocean would start to bubble and boil, and as the water evaporates, the oceans would drop at the rate of 5 centimeters or 2 inches every second. Even the salt deposited on the ocean floor vaporizes, and then the very bottom of the sea melts. Nothing is left untouched. One month after the impact, the surface of the world has been sterilized. The oceans have vanished. All that remains is the superheated bedrock. If there was life, it was assumed that it too would have been wiped out.
Consider that thou art dust, and to dust thou shalt return. The day will come when you shall die, and rot in a grave. The same fate awaits all, high and low, the prince and the peasant. As soon as the soul shall have left the body, with the last gasp it will go into eternity, and the body will return to dust. Picture to yourself a man who has recently expired. Behold that corpse lying on the bed, the head fallen on the chest, the hair disordered and bathed in the sweat of death, the eyes sunken, the cheeks hollow, the tongue and the lips the color of lead. The body grows cold and heavy. The beholders grow pale and tremble. How many at the sight of a deceased parent or friend have changed their life and left the world? But still more horrible is it when the body begins to decay. 24 hours have not elapsed since the death of that youth, and an offensive odor is already perceptible. The windows must be opened, and incense must be burnt, and haste must be made to transfer the body to the church and to bury it, that the whole house may not be infected. And if that body has belonged to one of the great or rich ones of the earth, it will only send forth a more intolerable stench. Behold to what that proud man has become, the favorite, the desired one of society, now become the horror and the abomination of all who behold him. His relations hasten to remove him from the house, and people are hired to bear him away, that enclosed in a coffin they may cast him into a grave. Formerly he was renowned for his talents, his elegance, his graceful manners, and his wit, but no sooner is he dead than he is forgotten. On hearing the news of his death, some say he was an honor to his family, others he has provided well for his family. Others grieve because the departed had done them some service. Some rejoice because his death brings some advantage to them. However, in a short time, no one will name him anymore. In the visits of condolence, other things are talked of, and if anyone should chance to allude to the departed, the relations exclaim, "For mercy's sake, never name his name to me." Consider that as you have done at the death of your friends and relations, so will others do by you. At first relations are afflicted for some days, but they quickly console themselves with that share of property which falls to them, so that in a short time they will rejoice at your death, and in that very room where you have breathed forth your soul and been judged by Jesus Christ, they will dance, eat, play, and laugh as before, and your soul, where will it be then? But that you may see more clearly what you are, O Christian soul, go to a sepulchre, contemplate dust, ashes, worms, and sigh. Behold how that corpse first becomes yellow, and then black. Afterwards the whole body is covered with a white and disgusting mold. Then there issues forth a slime which flows to the earth. In that corruption